I don't know when you watch this video, but at any point you're watching this video, it's very important to note that um, there's one attitude that has helped me a lot, and I want to recommend it for you. I want to recommend the attitude for you. Yeah. Now, I'm talking on if you must, you can. One attitude that can open every door. If you want, you can. If you really, really want, you can. You'll be able to do something. Now, your greatest enemy is blaming. Your greatest enemy is the attitude of blaming. Whether you are blaming the government, or you're blaming yourself, or you're blaming, no. Stop blaming from today and take responsibility. Stop blaming and take responsibility. Your greatest enemy is blaming. In fact, the other word for blaming is also known as excuses. A lot of people love giving excuses. The only reason I'm not making it is the government reason. This is happening is social reason and all those. So you can always make excuses. But remember, when you make excuses, you cannot make any other thing. Now, I want this video to be very short, so I'm going to just give you the nuggets and then leave every other thing out. Okay, the next thing is comfort zone is another killer. The topic of this session is if you must, you can. If you must, if you say, I must do it, you see yourself being able to do it. I'll give you an example. If in a scale of 100, like say we have 100 people, and the 100 people, yeah, the 100 people um, are supposed to die. And then they said, if you don't double your income in the next 1 month, you will die. If you don't double your income next 1 month, you will die. Now, how many people out of that 100 do you think that would not double their income? In other words, how many people do you think will say, oh, I want to die? Yes, people will double their income in order not to die. So that is, if you must, you can. If you know that I must do it, you find a way to do that. Your mind is a very important tool that can solve any problem that you face. And I'm a typical example, being physically challenged at age 1 year, 6 months. You know, I came to a point where I knew that the only thing I can be is successful, because if I'm not successful, a lot of things are going to be so difficult for me. So I had no option than to walk around it. In spite of all the obstacles, I decided that I can't give excuses. For instance, if I give you excuse why I can't pay my children's school fees, I can't buy a car, I can't build a house, I can't, you know, further my education. You will pity me, but what does that amount to? Yes. In my book, Discover Yourself, I say pity is to a person what abandonment is to a house. So when you keep blaming others, you can't take responsibility. And as far as you can't take responsibility, yes, that problem will remain the same. Now, another problem we have is what I call excuse. You know that already. You can make excuse and make success. Either you make excuse or you make success. That is the truth about that. Now, your mind is created to solve every problem you will ever have. Your savior is inside of you. There's this story about humans when bigger gods created humans. Well, it's a mythology. Now, they created humans and gave them power to be gods, lesser gods. And humans started misusing those powers. So these gods, yes, higher gods, now decided to take that power they gave to humans and they wanted to use that power and hide it somewhere so that humans can have access to it again. So they went to the topmost of the mountain to hide it. And when they hid it there, they told themselves, this will not work. These guys will find it. They're very intelligent. They went to the deep depths of the sea to hide it, the deepest part of the sea. They said it won't work. They went this way to hide it, and they said it won't work. Now they took it and came while humans were asleep. They hid it inside of humans. When they did, you know, up to today, humans are still, yes, humans are still doing what? Searching for the powers they didn't know and they don't know is hidden inside of them. Yes. Now, your salvation is inside of you. So stop looking outside for your salvation. Just because I don't want this video to be long, I just want to drop the nugget. Now, you need to use the power of what I call, RAS, RAS, reticular um, activating system. Now, one of the easiest way to talk about it is that immediately you decide that you're going to buy a car, maybe say you're going to buy a Mercedes Benz, you're going to buy, um, you know, whatever car. Yes. And immediately you make that decision, what it happens? Everywhere you go, you start seeing that kind of car. If you decide you're going to paint your house yellow, everywhere you see yellow houses. Now, that is what happens with when you made a decision. I must succeed with this. What happens is everywhere you go, you start seeing possibilities, you start seeing how you can succeed. But immediately you don't make that decision, I must succeed. Yeah, we do a lot of work for federal government, ministries, department, agencies of government. We do quite a lot of work. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to be training a lot of tomorrow to the next 3 4 days or so. I'm going to be training a lot of government agency people here in my organization on how to, you know, have a good retirement and all those kind of things. A few days ago, I trained hundreds of directors on psychology of persuasion, on personal leadership and smart leadership and all those. Now, a lot of people always say, oh, getting a government job is difficult, you must be corrupt and all this. Yeah, I don't know how you're going about yours. The truth about that is that I know that what you are saying is true. You can't penetrate a lot of places. But you see, there are about 100 and about 1,000 MDAs. Okay, there are about 1,000 MDAs. So if you go here and they don't want to work with you, you go there and they don't want to work with you. But by the time you finish going through the 1,000 and 1,000 plus, you must see the people who are ready to work with you. So that was how I decided that I must work with organizations, so banks, oil companies, um, ministry department and agencies, and all those. I decided I must work for them and with them. And in spite of all the obstacles I saw on the way and our organization encountered, we decided we're going to work for them. And we did. And we are working for them. The same for everything I do. Yes, whatever it is, I decide that I must. Because I've decided that I must, I have no option. That is why I can. So if you don't pick anything today, just pick if you must, you can. If, for instance, they said if you don't increase your your income by 100% in the next 30 days, you will die. I don't think you will say, oh, I want to die. You will do everything humanly possible. And at the end of 30 days, you find out that you've increased, yes, your income by 100%, or you've doubled your income. So always tell yourself, if I must, I can. If I must, I can. So whenever I encounter any problem, I tell myself, I don't need to blame anything. I don't need to have a leeway, give excuses. If I must, I can. I open my mind, I open my heart, I open everything in me and start checking what are the possibilities. And very much like when you decided you want to buy a Mercedes or a Toyota and you start seeing that car everywhere, my eye will open and my brain will open, my mind will open. I will start seeing the solution everywhere I look. I want to appreciate you for listening and share the video subscribe to the channels wherever you're watching. Share with your people, comment, love, like, thumbs up, and all those. Remember, blessed and stay celebrated. I see you once more. God bless you.